33rd degree knowledge. Once you learn this, reality shifts instantly. Introduction. Imagine waking up every morning with the knowledge and confidence that you have the ability to shape your reality. That every choice, every action, every step you take is leading you closer to the life you've always wanted. What if you could break free from the old patterns that have been holding you back and unlock the true power within you to create lasting success? What if the key to all of this was simpler than you think? In this book, 33rd degree knowledge, once you learn this, reality shifts instantly. We're going to explore the practical tools and strategies that can change the way you see the world, and more importantly, change the way you interact with it. This isn't about wishful thinking or chasing after fleeting dreams. It's about mastering the everyday decisions and actions that will lead to real, lasting results. Throughout this journey, we're going to dive into areas that have the power to completely transform your life, your mindset, your habits, your environment, and your ability to make decisions. You're going to learn how to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating the life you desire right now. By taking ownership of your thoughts, actions, and energy, you can move from where you are today to the place you've always wanted to be. This book is not just another motivational read. It's a call to action. It's about equipping you with the practical knowledge and the mindset you need to take charge of your life. It's about giving you the tools to make meaningful, lasting changes and the confidence to take the next step no matter where you are in your journey. By the time you finish reading, you'll have everything you need to take control, to stop waiting, and to start living the life you know you're capable of. Are you ready to unlock your true potential? The shift begins now. Chapter 1. Master your mind, master your life. Everything in life starts with the mind. The way you think, the way you process information, and the way you react to challenges determine the quality of your life. Some people live on autopilot, letting their emotions and circumstances control them, while others take charge and direct their minds toward what they want. The difference between feeling stuck and making real progress is the ability to manage thoughts with precision. Most people don't realize how much control they actually have. They assume that their reactions, moods, and mental patterns are set in stone, but that's not true. The mind can be trained just like a muscle. If you learn how to guide your thoughts and shift your perspective, your entire experience of reality changes. But before that can happen, you need to start noticing what's going on in your head. Pay attention to what runs through your mind throughout the day. When you wake up, do you feel energized, or do you immediately think about everything that could go wrong? Do you talk yourself into action, or do you make excuses to delay what you know you should be doing? The first step to mastering your mind is recognizing the habits that shape your thinking. The patterns may have been there for years, but once you become aware of them, you can begin making adjustments. Most people don't realize that their inner dialogue is shaping their future. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that success is out of reach, or that you don't have what it takes, you will find proof of that everywhere. The mind looks for evidence to support what it already believes. If you want to change your reality, you need to change what you're telling yourself every day. Negative thinking is a habit, and like any habit, it can be replaced. Start questioning the thoughts that hold you back. If your mind tells you that you're going to fail, ask yourself, is that a fact, or is it just fear talking? More often than not, it's fear. The brain is designed to keep you safe, but safety doesn't lead to growth. Growth comes from stepping beyond old mental limits and choosing better thoughts, even when the old ones feel more familiar. Another major factor in mastering the mind is what you consume daily. Your environment isn't just the physical space you live in, it's also the information you take in. If you're constantly watching negative news, scrolling through social media filled with unrealistic comparisons, or surrounding yourself with people who complain, it's going to affect how you think. Most people don't realize how much these things shape their mindset. The more negativity you consume, the more negative your thoughts become. The more you feed your mind with empowering content, the more confident and focused you become. If you want to think at a higher level, start paying attention to the books you read, the conversations you have, and the content you engage with. Choose things that add value to your mind instead of filling it with distractions. Instead of wasting hours watching meaningless videos, read something that challenges you. Instead of listening to gossip, find discussions that push you to think bigger. Every single thing you expose yourself to is either making you stronger or weaker. A mind that is trained to focus on progress doesn't get easily shaken by setbacks. Challenges will always come, but the way you handle them depends on your mindset. If you train yourself to see problems as lessons instead of obstacles, you start approaching life differently. Instead of being controlled by emotions, you begin making decisions based on logic and long-term thinking. Every great achiever has gone through struggles, but the ones who succeed are those who learn to manage their thoughts instead of letting circumstances dictate how they feel. One of the most powerful ways to train the mind is by practicing presence. Most stress and anxiety come from either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The mind keeps replaying old failures or imagining worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened. The reality is that none of those things exist in the present moment. When you focus on what's in front of you and take things one step at a time, you regain control. Training the mind to stay in the present takes effort, but it's worth it. Whenever you catch yourself overthinking, bring your attention back to what's happening right now. Breathe deeply, observe your surroundings, and ask yourself, what can I do at this moment to move forward? The more you practice this, the stronger your mental discipline becomes. Just like a strong body requires consistent exercise, a strong mind requires daily habits. Start your day with intentional thinking instead of letting old habits take over. Before reaching for your phone in the morning, take a moment to set the tone for your day. Decide what kind of mindset you want to carry. Repeat empowering thoughts that reinforce confidence and focus. Small daily actions add up, and over time they completely reshape the way you think. The process of mastering the mind doesn't happen overnight, but every step forward makes a difference. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. The more you take control of your thoughts, the more control you have over your life. Instead of being driven by fears and distractions, you start moving with clarity and purpose. Instead of reacting to circumstances, you begin shaping them. When the mind is under control, life changes in ways you never imagined. Possibilities that once seemed out of reach start becoming reality. Instead of feeling stuck, you feel empowered. Instead of doubting yourself, you trust your ability to figure things out. Everything shifts the moment you take responsibility for what happens in your mind. Mastering the mind is the foundation for everything else. Once you learn how to do that, you become unstoppable. Chapter 2: The Hidden Power of Focus. Most people struggle to get things done, not because they lack talent or ambition, but because they can't focus. Their attention is constantly being pulled in 100 different directions: notifications, social media, emails, random thoughts that lead to nowhere. They sit down to work, but within minutes their mind is already wandering, thinking about things that don't matter. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and progress remains slow. Focus is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who just talk about them. The ability to lock in on one task at a time, eliminate distractions, and give full effort is a skill that can change everything. Without it, even the best plans fall apart. But with it, even the most difficult goals become possible. Developing strong focus isn't about forcing yourself to work harder, it's about training your mind to stay present and engaged with what truly matters. The biggest reason people lose focus is because they allow their environment to control them. They keep their phone next to them, knowing it's the biggest distraction. They leave notifications on, allowing every little message to interrupt their flow. They surround themselves with noise, trying to work in places filled with distractions. Then they wonder why they struggle to concentrate. The truth is, If you don't take control of your surroundings, your focus will always be weak. The mind works best when it isn't constantly shifting from one thing to another. Every time you stop what you're doing to check a message or scroll through social media, your brain has to reset. It takes time to get back into deep concentration. Multiply that by dozens of small distractions throughout the day, and you've wasted hours without even realizing it. That's why some people work for 10 hours and accomplish little, while others work for 3 hours with complete focus and get more done. It's not about time, it's about attention. One of the best ways to sharpen focus is by setting clear priorities. If you wake up without a plan, your day will be filled with distractions. There will always be something trying to grab your attention: urgent emails, unnecessary meetings, random requests from others. Without a clear sense of what's most important, it's easy to spend an entire day being busy but not productive. Knowing exactly what needs to be done eliminates confusion and keeps the mind locked in. Another thing that weakens focus is trying to do too many things at once. Multitasking feels productive, but in reality, it divides attention and lowers the quality of work. The brain isn't designed to switch between tasks constantly. When you try to handle multiple things at the same time, mistakes happen and progress slows down. Focusing on one thing at a time leads to faster and better results. One simple way to build stronger focus is by using time blocks. Instead of working endlessly without direction, set a specific amount of time to work on a single task with no distractions. This forces the brain to engage fully and get things done efficiently. After the time is up, take a short break before moving on to the next task. This method helps maintain high levels of concentration without burnout. The brain also needs to be trained to resist distractions. Every time you stop working to check your phone or let your mind wander, you are reinforcing a habit of distraction. Over time, this makes it harder to focus for long periods. Training the brain to stay engaged means learning to push through the urge to check every notification and instead keep attention locked on the task at hand. The more this is practiced, the easier it becomes. Energy levels play a huge role in focus as well. When the body is tired, it becomes much harder to concentrate. Poor sleep, bad diet, and lack of movement all affect the brain's ability to stay sharp. Eating foods that support brain function, staying hydrated, and getting enough rest make a noticeable difference in how well the mind performs. Mental clarity is also affected by stress. When the brain is overloaded with worries, it becomes difficult to concentrate. Taking time to clear the mind, whether through exercise, journaling, or quiet reflection, helps improve focus. A cluttered mind leads to scattered attention, while a clear mind allows for deep concentration. The people you surround yourself with can either strengthen or weaken your ability to focus. Being around those who constantly interrupt, bring negativity, or waste time with meaningless conversations drains mental energy. Spending time with people who are disciplined, driven, and focused makes it easier to develop those same habits. Environment shapes behavior, and choosing the right influences has a direct impact on performance. Another key factor in developing strong focus is motivation. When there is no clear reason for doing something, the mind naturally looks for distractions. Having a strong purpose behind every action makes it easier to stay engaged. Instead of working just to finish tasks, connecting actions to bigger goals keeps motivation high and focus sharp. Staying focused isn't just about getting more done, it's about making real progress toward goals. A distracted mind leads to wasted potential, while a focused mind creates real achievements. The ability to control attention, eliminate distractions, and stay locked in on what matters is one of the most powerful skills anyone can develop. Every major breakthrough in life starts with the decision to focus. Chapter 3. Self-discipline is the foundation of freedom. Most people think freedom means doing whatever they want, whenever they feel like it. They believe success comes from luck or talent, and they assume discipline is something that takes away their happiness. But the truth is, Discipline is the foundation of every great achievement. Without it, dreams remain ideas, progress stays slow, and potential goes unused. The ability to control actions, stick to commitments, and follow through even when it's uncomfortable is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Every day, small decisions shape the future. Waking up on time, following a schedule, sticking to promises, and refusing to let excuses take over all require discipline. It's not about having motivation all the time. It's about acting even when motivation is low. The mistake many people make is waiting until they feel ready. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, or when life gets easier, but that moment never comes. Those who achieve what they want understand that discipline means doing the work no matter what. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with discipline is because they let emotions control their actions. If they feel tired, they skip the workout. If they feel unmotivated, they put off their goals. If something feels difficult, they quit before giving it a real effort. The problem with this mindset is that emotions are temporary. They change from day to day, sometimes even from hour to hour. Basing decisions on feelings leads to inconsistency, and inconsistency leads to failure. Those who develop discipline learn to separate emotions from actions. They understand that what needs to be done has to be done, regardless of how they feel in the moment. Building discipline starts with creating non-negotiable habits. These are actions that become part of daily life, no matter what. Whether it's waking up at a certain time, sticking to a workout plan, managing money wisely, or setting aside time to learn new skills, these routines create a structure that removes the need for constant decision-making. The more automated good habits become, the less effort it takes to maintain them. Over time, discipline turns into a natural way of living. Excuses are the biggest enemy of discipline. People convince themselves they're too busy, too tired, or that the timing isn't right. They compare themselves to others who have more resources or better circumstances and use that as a reason to stay where they are. But excuses don't change anything. They only keep people trapped in the same cycle. Those who break free from limitations take responsibility for their actions. Instead of focusing on what they don't have, they focus on what they can do with what they have. The way someone talks to themselves also affects discipline. Saying things like, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good at that," creates a mental barrier before any real effort is even made. Replacing those thoughts with, "I will figure it out," or "I am getting better every day," shifts the mindset from limitation to growth. Discipline starts in the mind long before it shows up in actions. The people who maintain strong discipline understand the importance of structure. They plan their days instead of hoping things will fall into place. They create routines that keep them on track and eliminate distractions that could pull them away from their goals. Instead of wasting energy on unimportant things, they focus only on what moves them forward. Another key factor is the ability to push through discomfort. Discipline means doing the work even when it's boring, repetitive, or frustrating. It means sticking to a plan even when there's no immediate reward. Most people give up because they don't see instant results. But those who stay disciplined understand that progress is happening even when it's not visible. The ability to keep going when things get tough is what leads to long-term success. Accountability also plays a major role. It's easy to make promises to yourself and break them when no one is watching. Having a system of accountability, whether through a mentor, a supportive friend, or tracking progress, makes it harder to give up. When actions are measured, they become more consistent. Those who develop discipline find ways to keep themselves accountable, so they don't rely on motivation alone. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't is often not talent or intelligence, it's discipline. The ability to show up every day, put in the work, and stay consistent over time is what turns goals into reality. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about refusing to quit, learning from failures, and making progress no matter how small. The freedom that comes from discipline is something most people don't understand. When habits are strong, there's no need to rely on willpower to make decisions. When focus is clear, there's no confusion about what needs to be done. When excuses are eliminated, results start showing up. Living with discipline removes the stress of uncertainty and creates a sense of control over life. Every time discipline is practiced, it becomes stronger. Every time a commitment is kept, it gets easier to stay on track. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes second nature. The sooner discipline is built, the faster results come, and the more freedom is gained. The choice is always there: either live by discipline or live by regret. One leads to progress, the other leads to frustration. Those who choose discipline take control of their future instead of letting circumstances control them. Chapter 4. The truth about fear and how to conquer it. Fear is the reason so many people never reach their full potential. It holds them back from taking risks, speaking up, making changes, and going after the life they truly want. The problem isn't that fear exists, it always will. The problem is allowing it to control decisions. People assume that those who succeed are fearless, but that's not true. The difference is they have learned how to act despite fear. They don't wait for it to disappear. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward anyway. Most fear is created in the mind. It's not based on reality, but on imagined worst-case scenarios. The brain exaggerates the risk of failure, rejection, or embarrassment, making things seem more dangerous than they actually are. When this fear is believed without question, it creates hesitation and doubt. Opportunities are missed, progress is delayed, and dreams stay out of reach. The good news is that fear can be rewired. The mind can be trained to respond differently, to see challenges as opportunities rather than threats. One of the biggest fears people struggle with is the fear of failure. No one wants to make mistakes, feel embarrassed, or face setbacks. But failure is part of growth. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. They didn't succeed because they avoided failure. They succeeded because they kept going despite it. The real failure is never trying in the first place. Taking action, learning from mistakes, and adjusting along the way is how real progress is made. Another common fear is the fear of what others think. Too many people live their lives based on the opinions of others. They hesitate to take risks because they worry about judgment or criticism. But the truth is, most people are too focused on themselves to spend much time thinking about others. Even when they do, their opinions don't change reality. Living for approval leads to frustration, because no matter what choices are made, someone will always have something to say. The only way to truly live is to make decisions based on personal values, not on what others might think. Fear of discomfort stops people from pushing beyond their limits. Growth requires stepping outside of what feels safe and familiar. Anything new will feel uncomfortable at first, whether it's learning a skill, starting a business, or making a major life change. The mind resists change because it craves security, but staying comfortable leads to stagnation. Those who achieve more understand that discomfort is a sign of progress. They embrace it instead of avoiding it. The more discomfort is faced, the stronger and more confident a person becomes. Avoiding fear doesn't make it go away. It only gives it more power. The more something is avoided, the bigger it seems. But facing it head-on weakens its grip. The first time something scary is done, it feels overwhelming. The second time, it's a little easier. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes normal. This is how fear is conquered, not by waiting for it to disappear, but by acting in spite of it until it loses its control. Another way to break free from fear is by questioning its logic. Many fears are based on assumptions rather than facts. The mind jumps to conclusions without evidence, imagining the worst outcome instead of considering the possibility of success. Instead of automatically believing fear-based thoughts, they should be challenged. What if things go right instead of wrong? What if the risk leads to something better? Most of the time, fear is nothing more than an illusion that disappears once it is confronted. The body also reacts to fear physically. A racing heart, tense muscles, and shallow breathing are common signs. These reactions can make fear feel even stronger, creating a cycle of anxiety. Learning to control breathing, relax the body, and shift focus helps calm these reactions. When fear is met with a steady mind and controlled breathing, it becomes easier to manage. People often wait for confidence before taking action, but confidence comes from action, not the other way around. No one starts as an expert. Every skill, talent, and ability is developed through practice. The first step is always the hardest, but once it is taken, momentum builds. Small wins create confidence, and over time, the things that once felt terrifying become second nature. Surrounding oneself with courageous people also makes a difference. Fear is contagious, but so is confidence. Being around those who take action despite fear creates a mindset where risk-taking feels normal. On the other hand, spending time with people who always play it safe reinforces fear-based thinking. Choosing an environment that encourages boldness strengthens the ability to push past fear. Fear thrives on inaction. The longer something is avoided, the more intimidating it becomes. The best way to break fear's hold is to take immediate action. It doesn't have to be a huge step, just something small that moves things forward. Once the first step is taken, the next one becomes easier. This is how fear is dismantled, piece by piece, action by action. Freedom from fear doesn't mean never feeling afraid. It means refusing to let fear make decisions. It means recognizing fear for what it is, an emotion, not a reality. The only way to move forward in life is to stop waiting for fear to disappear and start acting despite it. Growth, success, and fulfillment all exist on the other side of fear. The choice is to stay trapped by it or to break through it and see what's possible. Chapter 5. The Art of Making Unstoppable Decisions. Every day, people make choices that shape their future. Some choices move them forward, while others keep them stuck. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to decision-making. The ability to make clear, confident, and timely decisions determines the level of progress in life. Indecision, hesitation, and overthinking are some of the biggest reasons people remain in the same place year after year. Learning how to make unstoppable decisions is a skill that changes everything. Many people struggle with decisions because they fear making the wrong choice. They overanalyze every option, looking for absolute certainty before taking action. But waiting for perfect clarity leads to wasted time. There will never be complete certainty about anything. No matter how much research is done or how many opinions are gathered, every decision carries some level of risk. Those who succeed understand that action is more important than endless planning. They make the best choice they can with the information available and move forward. The hesitation to decide often comes from wanting to please everyone. People worry about what others will think or how their choices might be judged. But trying to make everyone happy leads to confusion and frustration. Decisions should be based on personal values and goals, not the expectations of others. No matter what choice is made, someone will always have an opinion. The only way to live fully is to take control and make choices that align with what truly matters. Overthinking kills momentum. The mind can go in circles, analyzing every possible outcome, imagining worst-case scenarios, and creating unnecessary stress. This leads to mental exhaustion and makes even simple choices feel overwhelming. The most successful people train themselves to decide quickly. They gather the necessary information, trust their instincts, and take action. Instead of being stuck in endless thought loops, they move forward and adjust as needed. Confidence in decision-making comes from experience. The more decisions are made, the easier they become. Taking action, learning from mistakes, and adjusting along the way builds trust in one's own ability to handle challenges. People who hesitate too much miss out on valuable lessons that come from trying, failing, and improving. Growth doesn't happen by waiting, it happens through action. Another mistake many people make is relying too much on emotions when making decisions. Feelings change constantly, and basing choices on emotions leads to inconsistency. While emotions can provide insight, decisions should be made with logic and long-term vision in mind. Choosing discipline over temporary feelings leads to stronger, more reliable outcomes. Some people delay decisions because they want the perfect time. They tell themselves they'll act when the conditions are just right, but waiting for the right moment is just another excuse for inaction. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and reasons to wait. Those who accomplish great things understand that there is no perfect time. The best time to act is now. Fear of failure is another major reason people avoid making strong decisions. No one wants to make the wrong choice, but failure is a natural part of success. Every mistake teaches something valuable. The key is not to avoid failure, but to learn from it and keep going. The more a person embraces this mindset, the easier it becomes to make bold choices without fear. Clear decision-making also requires knowing what truly matters. People often struggle with choices because they don't have clear goals. When there's no strong purpose behind actions, every decision feels confusing. Taking time to define priorities, set clear objectives, and create a strong vision eliminates much of the uncertainty. When the destination is clear, decisions become easier and more effective. Those who make unstoppable decisions take responsibility for their choices. They don't blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck. They own their actions and understand that every choice has consequences. Taking responsibility creates confidence and removes the habit of making excuses. It shifts the mindset from being reactive to being in control. Decision-making also improves when distractions are minimized. A cluttered mind filled with constant noise makes it hard to think clearly. Too much information, too many opinions, and too many distractions weaken focus. Creating time for quiet thinking, stepping away from unnecessary noise, and giving the mind space to process things helps bring clarity. Some of the best decisions are made when there is room to think without outside interference. Taking action quickly doesn't mean being reckless. It means making informed choices and moving forward with confidence. It means trusting in the ability to adapt and adjust when necessary. Many times, progress is slowed because people second-guess themselves. They take one step forward and then hesitate, questioning if they made the right move. This back-and-forth thinking creates unnecessary doubt. Strong decision-makers commit fully to their choices, learn from the results, and keep improving. Building the habit of quick, confident decision-making changes everything. Instead of waiting, hesitating, and overanalyzing, decisions become a tool for progress. Each choice leads to another step forward. The ability to act decisively creates momentum, and momentum leads to success. Every great achievement starts with a single decision. The faster strong decisions are made, the faster progress is seen. Chapter 6. The Secret to Unbreakable Confidence. Confidence is not something people are born with, it's built through action, experience, and mindset. Many believe that self-confidence is about feeling good all the time, but in reality, it's about trusting oneself even in uncertain situations. Those who appear confident aren't free from doubt. They have simply trained themselves to push through it. They take action despite fear, stand firm in their decisions, and refuse to let insecurity control their lives. A lack of confidence is often the biggest barrier to success. People hesitate, second-guess themselves, and hold back from opportunities because they don't believe they are ready or capable. This hesitation leads to missed chances, delayed progress, and regret. The truth is, confidence isn't built by waiting until everything feels perfect. It comes from taking action, learning from experience, and proving to oneself that success is possible. The way a person thinks about themselves shapes their confidence. Negative self-talk weakens belief, creating a cycle of doubt. If someone constantly tells themselves they aren't good enough, smart enough, or strong enough, they will start to believe it. Replacing those thoughts with powerful, positive ones shifts the mindset. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," saying, "I will figure this out," makes a difference. Words influence actions, and actions shape reality. Confidence grows by keeping promises to oneself. When people set goals and fail to follow through, they lose trust in their own abilities. This creates a pattern of self-doubt. On the other hand, following through even on small commitments builds inner strength. Each time a promise is kept, belief in oneself increases. Whether it's waking up at a certain time, finishing a task, or staying disciplined, every small victory strengthens confidence. One of the fastest ways to build confidence is by taking action. Many people assume they need confidence before they start something new, but the opposite is true. Action creates confidence. The more something is practiced, the more comfortable it becomes. Speaking in front of others, learning a new skill, or stepping outside of a comfort zone will always feel difficult at first, but repetition makes it easier. With each step forward, doubt fades, and confidence takes its place. Avoiding challenges weakens confidence. Every time an opportunity is passed up due to fear, it reinforces insecurity. The only way to become confident is by facing challenges directly. It's uncomfortable at first, but each challenge overcome makes the next one easier. People who succeed aren't fearless. They have simply learned that discomfort is part of growth. Surrounding oneself with confident people makes a difference. Confidence is contagious, and being around those who believe in themselves helps strengthen personal belief. On the other hand, spending time with negative or doubtful people can drain confidence. Choosing an environment that encourages growth creates a mindset where success feels natural. Body language also affects confidence. Standing tall, maintaining eye contact, and speaking clearly sends a message to the brain that reinforces belief in oneself. Slouching, avoiding eye contact, and speaking hesitantly weakens presence. How a person carries themselves influences how they feel. Acting confident, even before feeling it, creates the habit of self-assurance. Another key to confidence is preparation. Walking into a situation unprepared increases anxiety and doubt. Taking time to practice, study, and refine skills builds certainty. Whether it's preparing for a speech, a job interview, or a new challenge, being ready eliminates unnecessary fear. Knowledge and experience replace uncertainty with confidence. Mistakes and failures do not destroy confidence unless they are allowed to. Everyone fails at some point, but those who learn from their mistakes instead of dwelling on them come back stronger. Confidence is not about never failing. It's about knowing that failure is just a step toward success. The most confident people understand that setbacks are lessons, not roadblocks. Confidence also comes from focusing on strengths instead of weaknesses. No one is perfect, and everyone has areas to improve. Instead of obsessing over flaws, recognizing strengths builds a positive self-image. Identifying what is already working well and using those strengths to overcome challenges creates momentum. Self-assurance grows when attention is placed on abilities rather than limitations. Taking care of the mind and body plays a major role in confidence. A strong body creates a strong mind. Exercise, proper nutrition, and rest improve energy levels and mental clarity. Neglecting health leads to fatigue, which weakens self-belief. Feeling physically strong translates into feeling mentally strong, making it easier to tackle challenges with certainty. Confidence is built through consistency. Small, repeated actions shape identity. Every time a step is taken outside of the comfort zone, confidence expands. Each time a challenge is faced head-on, fear loses its power. Over time, self-belief becomes unshakable, and success becomes inevitable. The more confidence is built, the more doors open. Instead of waiting for the right moment, the best way to grow confidence is to start now and trust that it will grow along the way. Chapter 7. Your environment controls you more than you think. The environment you spend time in shapes you more than you may realize. It affects your thoughts, your actions, and your overall mindset. Whether it's the people you interact with, the places you work, or the daily activities you engage in, your surroundings have a deep impact on the way you see the world and the way you approach life. It's easy to underestimate just how much your environment can influence your success or failure. But the truth is, your environment plays a massive role in determining whether you thrive or simply get by. People often think they can separate themselves from the influence of their surroundings, but the reality is that our environment seeps into our behavior, decisions, and mindset whether we realize it or not. The conversations we engage in, the media we consume, and the places we spend our time all leave an imprint on our thoughts and actions. If you are surrounded by negativity, doubt, and limiting beliefs, those things are likely to be absorbed into your mindset. You may not even notice it, but over time they start to dictate how you view yourself and what you believe is possible. On the flip side, a positive and supportive environment fosters growth, confidence, and ambition. Being around people who encourage you, challenge you to do better, and believe in your potential has a profound effect on your own belief system. It's easy to forget how much of an impact the people around you have on your behavior. If you are constantly surrounded by people who have a "why try" attitude, it becomes hard to maintain your own motivation. However, if your circle consists of individuals who are actively working on themselves, striving for better things, and supporting each other, it becomes almost impossible to stay stagnant. The concept of environment extends beyond just the people you're around. It also includes the physical spaces you occupy. Whether it's your home, your workspace, or the places you visit regularly, your environment sends subtle messages to your subconscious. Cluttered spaces create mental chaos and stress. Clean, organized spaces create a sense of peace and focus. If you're working in a disorganized environment, you might not realize it, but that chaos is likely contributing to your stress and making it harder for you to stay productive. A simple change in your environment, such as decluttering your workspace or creating a designated area for focused work, can drastically improve your ability to concentrate and be productive. Another critical aspect of environment is the media you consume. Whether it's the news, social media, or entertainment, everything you expose yourself to has an effect on your mindset. Consuming negative, fear-based content creates anxiety and limits your ability to think clearly. On the other hand, consuming content that is educational, inspiring, and motivational nurtures a mindset of growth and possibility. Pay attention to what you're feeding your mind. If the content around you is constantly reminding you of all the bad things happening in the world, it can create a sense of hopelessness. But if you seek out positive influences, whether it's uplifting books, podcasts, or people, you begin to reprogram your thoughts and start to see the world differently. Your environment also influences your habits. Habits are shaped by the patterns and routines you follow, and those patterns are, in large part, determined by the environment you are in. For example, if you want to develop a habit of exercising regularly, it's much easier to do that if your environment supports it. If your gym is close to your home, or if you have a workout buddy, you're more likely to stick to your fitness routine. But if you live in an environment where everyone around you is sedentary or doesn't prioritize health, it becomes harder to maintain that habit. Your environment either reinforces or undermines your habits, so it's essential to create a space that encourages the behaviors you want to develop. Sometimes, the most significant step in personal growth is realizing that you have the power to change your environment. If something isn't working, whether it's the people around you, the physical space you occupy, or the content you consume, it's up to you to make changes. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being around certain people or engaging in familiar routines. But taking control of your environment is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. You have the ability to curate the space you live in, the people you interact with, and the things you expose yourself to. Changing your environment doesn't mean cutting ties with everyone or abandoning everything that's familiar. It can be as simple as setting boundaries, creating new habits, or shifting your focus to more positive influences. Maybe it's spending less time on social media and more time reading books that inspire you. Perhaps it's joining a group of like-minded people who push you to be better. Maybe it's cleaning up your physical space so that it fosters clarity and productivity. Small changes in your environment can lead to big shifts in your mindset and overall progress. Sometimes the environment you're in is not one you can immediately change, especially if it involves work or personal relationships that are out of your control. In those cases, the key is learning how to manage your response to the environment. If you're stuck in a situation where you're surrounded by negativity, focus on what you can control. You can't always change the people around you, but you can change how you respond to them. You can choose to distance yourself mentally from their negativity and focus on your own goals and mindset. You can choose not to engage in toxic conversations and instead invest your energy in things that are more aligned with your values. The environment you create for yourself has the power to shape your life. If you surround yourself with positive influences, challenging goals, and a space that promotes focus and clarity, you'll find that success comes more easily. On the other hand, if your environment is filled with distractions, negativity, and stagnation, it becomes harder to thrive. Recognizing the impact your environment has on your growth is the first step toward creating the life you want. It's a matter of choosing what you allow to influence your mind, your habits, and your actions. Your environment is your foundation, and building a positive one is the key to long-term success. Chapter 8. The Simple Science of Daily Success. Success isn't built overnight. It's the result of small, consistent actions that compound over time. The real secret to achieving long-term goals lies in the daily routines and habits you establish. Success is not about waiting for a breakthrough moment. It's about committing to the small, seemingly insignificant steps that add up to major accomplishments. The key to making progress each day lies in understanding the power of consistency and the science behind daily habits. Your daily actions, no matter how small, are the building blocks of your future. They determine the direction of your life, the progress you make, and ultimately, the success you achieve. If you wake up each day and choose to do things that bring you closer to your goals, you will inevitably start moving in the right direction. However, if you allow distractions, procrastination, and negativity to take over, you will find yourself stuck in the same place day after day. The first step toward daily success is identifying what truly matters. You need to get clear on your goals and understand why they matter to you. Once you've established your vision, you can begin to create a daily routine that aligns with it. It's not enough to just set a goal and hope for the best. You have to make a conscious effort to work toward that goal each and every day. Every action you take should be intentional and focused on bringing you closer to your vision. It's important to start each day with a clear sense of purpose. The moment you wake up, you should know what needs to be done and why it matters. Having a morning routine is a great way to set the tone for the rest of the day. This routine doesn't need to be complicated. It could be as simple as a few minutes of reflection, a healthy breakfast, or a quick workout to get your energy flowing. The goal is to get your mind in the right place and prepare yourself to face the day with focus and clarity. The next step is prioritizing your most important tasks. It's easy to get caught up in busy work and distractions, but the most successful people know how to focus on what truly matters. They tackle their most important tasks first, when their energy and focus are at their peak. This is known as the eat the frog approach. Do the hardest thing first, and everything else will feel easier in comparison. By handling the toughest tasks early in the day, you gain a sense of accomplishment that fuels you for the rest of the day. Time management plays a crucial role in achieving daily success. The more effectively you manage your time, the more you'll accomplish. It's easy to fall into the trap of wasting time on things that don't contribute to your goals, but successful people understand the value of time and make it a priority. Whether it's blocking off time for deep work, scheduling breaks to recharge, or setting boundaries to protect your time, effective time management is a cornerstone of daily success. Another important aspect of daily success is maintaining momentum. It's easy to start strong, but the challenge is staying consistent. Momentum is the secret weapon that keeps you moving forward, even when things get tough. The best way to maintain momentum is by creating small wins. Every time you complete a task or make progress toward your goal, you build momentum. These small wins add up, and before you know it, you've made significant strides toward your objectives. Even on days when you're not feeling your best, focusing on completing small, manageable tasks can help you maintain momentum and keep moving forward. Discipline is at the heart of daily success. It's easy to let emotions, distractions, and external circumstances dictate your actions. But true success comes from staying disciplined even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what helps you show up every day, even when the motivation isn't there. It's about doing the work because you know it's necessary, not because it feels easy. Building discipline takes time, but once it becomes a habit, it becomes second nature. The more disciplined you are with your time, energy, and focus, the more successful you'll become. Staying positive and maintaining a mindset of growth is also essential to daily success. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, and it's easy to get discouraged. But the most successful people don't let obstacles stop them. They view setbacks as learning opportunities. They understand that failure is a part of the journey, and it's through failure that they grow and improve. By maintaining a positive outlook and focusing on solutions rather than problems, you'll be able to stay on track and keep moving forward, no matter what comes your way. Consistency is key, but it's also important to be flexible. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and there will be days when things don't go as expected. The ability to adapt and stay flexible is what allows you to navigate challenges without losing sight of your goals. Flexibility doesn't mean giving up on your goal set, means adjusting your approach when necessary and finding new ways to keep making progress. By staying adaptable and open to change, you'll be able to overcome obstacles and keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. Remember that daily success isn't just about what you accomplish, it's also about how you feel along the way. Your mental and emotional well-being play a huge role in your overall success. If you're constantly stressed, overwhelmed, or burned out, it's difficult to stay focused and productive. Taking care of your mental health, practicing mindfulness, and making time for relaxation and self-care are just as important as working hard toward your goals. A healthy mind and body are the foundation of sustained success, and without them, all the hard work in the world won't lead to long-term happiness or fulfillment. Daily success is all about consistency, focus, and discipline. It's about taking small, intentional actions every day that move you closer to your goals. Success doesn't come from one big breakthrough, it comes from the accumulation of countless small efforts, done consistently over time. The more you commit to your daily routines, the more you'll see the results. And when you make daily success a habit, achieving your goals becomes not just possible but inevitable. Chapter 9. The Law of Energy Exchange. Energy is one of the most powerful forces in life. It flows through everything we do, from our work to our relationships, and even how we view the world. It's not just physical energy, but mental and emotional energy that plays a huge role in shaping our lives. The way you exchange and manage energy on a daily basis has a massive impact on your success and happiness. If you are constantly giving away your energy without replenishing it, you'll find yourself drained and stuck. If you learn how to manage your energy effectively, you can create an unstoppable force in your life. Energy is contagious. The people you interact with, the environments you spend time in, and the activities you engage in all have an effect on your energy levels. When you're surrounded by positive, motivated people, their energy lifts you up and pushes you to do better. But when you're around negativity, pessimism, and people who drain your energy, it becomes much harder to stay focused and motivated. Your environment plays a critical role in either nurturing or depleting your energy. The law of energy exchange works both ways. You not only absorb energy from those around you, but also contribute energy to the world. Every interaction, whether it's with your family, co-workers, or even strangers, is an exchange of energy. If you're constantly giving, without receiving, it leads to burnout. If you're always taking, without offering anything in return, it creates a sense of imbalance. The key to maintaining a healthy energy exchange is finding a balance between giving and receiving. You need to be conscious of where your energy is going, how much you're giving, and whether you're getting the energy you need to thrive in return. It's important to recognize the things and people in your life that drain your energy. These could be negative people who bring you down, environments that make you feel stressed or unmotivated, or tasks that feel like they're taking more than they're giving. Every time you engage with something that drains your energy, you are left with less of yourself to give to the things that truly matter. The first step to managing your energy is being aware of these drains. You don't have to completely eliminate them, but being mindful of how much energy they take from you allows you to take steps to mitigate their impact. Whether it's setting boundaries with certain people or changing the way you approach tasks, awareness is the first step toward regaining control over your energy. There are sources of energy that can help you recharge. These are the activities, people, and environments that fill you up rather than leave you feeling depleted. Spending time with loved ones who support and encourage you, doing activities that bring you joy, and engaging in work that excites you are all powerful ways to replenish your energy. The key is to identify what lifts your energy and make space for more of those things in your life. It's not enough to just go through the motions of daily life. You need to be intentional about creating moments that boost your energy and keep you feeling energized throughout the day. Physical activity is a powerful tool for managing your energy. Exercise not only improves your physical health, but it also boosts your mood and mental clarity. When you move your body, you release endorphins, which are chemicals that make you feel good. Regular exercise helps to regulate your energy levels, making you feel more awake, focused, and ready to take on whatever challenges come your way. If you're feeling sluggish or stuck, a quick walk or workout can be just the thing to recharge your mind and body. Incorporating movement into your daily routine is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to manage your energy. Mental and emotional energy also need attention. You can't ignore how your thoughts and emotions affect your overall energy. Negative thinking and constant worrying drain your mental energy, leaving you feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. To preserve your mental energy, you need to learn how to manage your thoughts. This doesn't mean suppressing negative emotions, but rather finding healthy ways to process them so they don't consume you. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, or journaling can help you clear your mind and restore emotional balance. By becoming more aware of your mental and emotional state, you can take proactive steps to preserve and increase your energy. Setting clear intentions for how you want to spend your energy is another powerful strategy. When you start your day with a sense of purpose and direction, you're able to focus your energy on what truly matters. Without clear intentions, your energy can scatter in all directions, leaving you feeling drained and unfocused. At the beginning of each day, take a moment to think about what you want to achieve, who you want to interact with, and how you want to feel. This simple act of intention setting helps you channel your energy in a more productive and meaningful way. It also gives you a sense of control over how your day unfolds. The people you spend time with have an incredible influence on your energy levels. Positive, supportive people lift you up, while negative, draining individuals can leave you feeling exhausted and discouraged. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with others. Do you feel energized and motivated, or drained and defeated? If certain people consistently leave you feeling depleted, it may be time to reassess your relationship with them. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and be mindful of how your own energy affects others. The more you focus on cultivating positive relationships, the more your energy will flow in a way that supports your growth and success. Another key aspect of energy management is learning how to rest and recharge. Many people believe that success is all about working harder and longer, but that mindset leads to burnout. In reality, rest is just as important as hard work. Your body and mind need time to recover in order to perform at their best. Taking regular breaks, getting enough sleep, and making time for activities that relax you are essential for maintaining a high level of energy over the long term. By recognizing the importance of rest and recovery, you can avoid burnout and stay energized for the challenges ahead. Energy management isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing process. You have to be proactive about protecting your energy, managing it effectively, and ensuring that you're always replenishing it. Life is constantly shifting, and there will always be new challenges, distractions, and demands on your time. But by staying aware of how energy moves through your life, you can navigate these challenges with greater ease. When you understand the law of energy exchange and take steps to protect and cultivate your energy, you will create a more balanced and fulfilling life, one where success and happiness are a natural byproduct of the energy you put out into the world. Chapter 10. The Hidden Force of Self-Image. You may not always realize it, but how you see yourself impacts nearly every aspect of your life. The way you perceive your own worth, abilities, and potential shapes the decisions you make, the risks you take, and the limits you set for yourself. Your self-image is like a lens through which you view the world. It determines whether you see challenges as opportunities for growth or obstacles that hold you back. When you have a strong, positive self-image, you feel confident enough to pursue your goals, take on new challenges, and believe in your ability to succeed. But when your self-image is damaged or negative, you may find yourself stuck, constantly doubting your abilities and holding yourself back from reaching your full potential. The foundation of a healthy self-image starts with self-acceptance. Too often, people are quick to criticize themselves, focusing on their flaws or mistakes. They believe that they must be perfect to be worthy of success or happiness. But the truth is, no one is perfect, and no one needs to be. Accepting yourself as you are, flaws and all, is the first step toward building a strong and unshakable self-image. This doesn't mean settling for mediocrity or refusing to grow it. Simply means acknowledging that you are enough as you are right now. When you accept yourself, you free yourself from the constant pressure to prove your worth or seek validation from others. You can then focus on improving yourself from a place of self-love, not self-rejection. Building a positive self-image also involves setting realistic expectations. Many people sabotage their own confidence by aiming for unrealistic standards. They create an image of perfection that's impossible to achieve and then beat themselves up when they fall short. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Understand that growth is a journey, not a destination. Every step you take toward becoming the best version of yourself counts, no matter how small it may seem. Progress is what matters most, not perfection. When you focus on improving bit by bit, rather than trying to be perfect, you give yourself the grace to succeed, fail, and learn along the way. One of the most powerful ways to improve your self-image is by taking consistent action. Confidence doesn't come from thinking positively or wishing things were different, it comes from doing the work. When you take action toward your goals, no matter how small, you build self-belief. Each step forward reinforces the idea that you are capable, strong, and worthy of success. It's not about making giant leaps. It's about making steady progress. Every time you step out of your comfort zone and push through fear or doubt, you strengthen your self-image. The more you act in alignment with your goals and values, the more your self-image shifts to reflect the person you're becoming. Another key to strengthening your self-image is surrounding yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the environments you put yourself in all play a role in shaping how you see yourself. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it can be incredibly difficult to maintain a positive self-image. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, you're more likely to see yourself in a positive light. Likewise, the media you consume and the environments you inhabit should be sources of inspiration, not comparison or self-doubt. Choose to fill your life with things that encourage you to be the best version of yourself, whether that's through books, podcasts, or spending time with supportive friends. Visualization is another powerful tool for improving your self-image. It may sound simple, but the act of visualizing yourself succeeding, overcoming obstacles, and living your best life can significantly shift how you see yourself. When you visualize yourself accomplishing your goals, you create a mental blueprint for success. Your mind begins to see it as possible, and you start to believe it's within your reach. Visualization can help you stay motivated, focused, and confident, especially when faced with challenges. By repeatedly picturing yourself succeeding, you reinforce the idea that success is inevitable for you. Changing your inner dialogue is also essential for improving your self-image. The way you talk to yourself has a huge impact on how you see yourself. If you're constantly criticizing, doubting, or belittling yourself, it's no wonder your self-image is fragile. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue and make an effort to replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of telling yourself you're not good enough, remind yourself of your strengths, accomplishments, and potential. Affirmations can be a powerful tool in this process. Repeating positive, empowering statements to yourself each day can help you reprogram your subconscious mind and shift your self-image to one of confidence and self-worth. It's also important to let go of the need for external validation. Many people tie their self-worth to the approval or opinions of others. They seek validation through likes, comments, praise, or recognition, believing that their value comes from how others see them. But when you rely on external validation, you give away your power. Your self-worth should come from within, not from others. Learning to validate yourself, to recognize your own worth without needing others to confirm it, is a game changer. When you trust in your own value and abilities, you become less affected by external opinions. You can pursue your goals with conviction, knowing that you are enough, regardless of what others think. Part of building a positive self-image involves letting go of the past. Too often, people allow past mistakes or failures to define their self-worth. They hold on to old stories and beliefs about who they are based on things that happened in the past. But the past doesn't have to dictate your future. You are not your mistakes, and you are not limited by your past. The person you were yesterday doesn't have to be the person you are today. You have the power to change, grow, and reinvent yourself at any moment. By letting go of past failures, regrets, and negative self-perceptions, you open up the possibility for a brighter, more empowering future. Strengthening your self-image is an ongoing process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not something you achieve and then forget about. It's something you continuously work on day by day through your actions, thoughts, and beliefs. Every step you take toward improving your self-image, whether it's through positive self-talk, taking action, or visualizing success, adds up over time. As you build a stronger self-image, you'll find that you approach life with more confidence, resilience, and clarity. You'll become less concerned with what others think and more focused on what you're capable of achieving. Your self-image will shift from a place of doubt and insecurity to one of strength, purpose, and unwavering belief in yourself. When you believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Chapter 11. How to build a resilient mindset. Building a resilient mindset is one of the most valuable skills you can develop in life. Life can be unpredictable, and no one is immune to challenges, setbacks, or adversity. But what sets successful people apart from those who struggle is their ability to bounce back from difficulties, to learn from their mistakes, and to keep moving forward despite obstacles. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about developing the mental strength to face them, learn from them, and emerge stronger. It's about understanding that failure isn't the end of the road, but a stepping stone on the path to success. One of the first steps in building resilience is learning to embrace challenges rather than avoiding them. So many people shy away from discomfort or difficulty, thinking that they're not capable of handling the situation. But the truth is, discomfort is where growth happens. You can't expect to grow, improve, or succeed if you constantly avoid the hard stuff. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to prove to yourself just how capable you are. It's important to reframe the way you look at challenges. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks or signs of failure, start seeing them as opportunities for growth. When you approach challenges with this mindset, you no longer fear them, you embrace them. Another critical element of resilience is maintaining a positive, solution-oriented attitude. It's easy to get bogged down by negative thinking when things aren't going well, but negative thoughts and self-doubt only hold you back. They keep you stuck in a cycle of fear, regret, and frustration. On the other hand, when you focus on finding solutions instead of dwelling on the problems, you shift your energy from helplessness to empowerment. Every problem has a solution, and your job is to find it. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What can I do to turn this situation around?" A resilient mindset doesn't waste time and energy on things you can't control. It focuses on what you can do to move forward, no matter how small the step. Developing resilience also means accepting that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. Everyone experiences failure, rejection, or disappointment at some point. It's not a reflection of your abilities or worth, it's simply a part of life. The key is not to let those setbacks define you. When you experience a failure, it's important to take a step back, assess the situation, and learn from it. What can you do differently next time? What lessons can you take away from this experience? By viewing failure as a learning opportunity, you remove its power to discourage or defeat you. Instead, you use it to fuel your growth and development. Self-compassion is also an essential component of resilience. Many people are incredibly hard on themselves when they face difficulties. They berate themselves for mistakes or failures, thinking they should be perfect or invincible. But self-compassion is the opposite of self-criticism. It's the understanding that you're human, and being human means making mistakes and facing challenges. When you approach yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a mental environment where growth and resilience can thrive. You allow yourself the grace to stumble and get back up again, knowing that setbacks don't define your worth or your future. Another important aspect of resilience is having a strong sense of purpose. When you have a clear sense of why you're doing something, why you're working toward a particular goal, it becomes much easier to weather the tough times. Purpose gives you the motivation and drive to keep going, even when things get difficult. If you don't have a strong sense of purpose, it's easy to lose focus and give up when challenges arise. But when you're connected to a deeper why, you can push through the hard times with a sense of determination and resolve. Your purpose becomes the anchor that keeps you grounded when life gets turbulent. Building resilience also involves cultivating emotional regulation. Life is full of ups and downs, and emotions can fluctuate wildly from one moment to the next. In difficult situations, it's easy to let emotions like anger, frustration, or sadness take over. However, letting your emotions dictate your actions can lead to impulsive decisions or unproductive behaviors. Resilient individuals know how to manage their emotions and stay calm under pressure. They don't suppress their feelings, but rather acknowledge them and choose how to respond. They understand that they don't have to act on every emotion that arises. They can choose to respond thoughtfully and constructively. Learning to regulate your emotions gives you the clarity and control you need to navigate challenges with grace and focus. One powerful tool for building resilience is practicing gratitude. In times of difficulty, it's easy to get caught up in everything that's going wrong. But when you take a moment to focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your perspective. Gratitude helps you see the positive aspects of your life, even in the midst of struggle. It reminds you of the things that are going well, the people who support you, and the strengths you possess. When you practice gratitude regularly, it helps you stay grounded and resilient, even when life gets tough. You begin to realize that no matter what challenges you face, there is always something to be thankful for. Resilience is also about developing strong coping strategies. Life isn't always predictable, and sometimes things will go wrong that are completely out of your control. But when you have healthy coping strategies in place, you can handle those situations with greater ease. Whether it's taking a walk to clear your mind, journaling to process your thoughts, or reaching out to a friend for support, finding healthy ways to cope with stress and adversity is crucial for building resilience. The better your coping strategies, the more equipped you'll be to handle whatever life throws your way. Building resilience requires patience. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a process that takes time, effort, and consistent practice. Every time you face a challenge and come out on the other side, you become a little bit stronger, a little bit more resilient. Over time, you build the mental fortitude to face bigger challenges with confidence and grace. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about learning how to navigate them with strength, courage, and a positive attitude. As you continue to build resilience in your life, you'll find that you're better able to handle stress, stay focused on your goals, and keep moving forward no matter what. Your resilience will become one of your greatest assets, empowering you to achieve the success and happiness you deserve. Chapter 12: Money, Success, and the Wealth Mindset. Money is a tool. It doesn't define who you are, nor does it determine your worth. Yet, the way you think about money, how you use it, and how you manage it can have a significant impact on your life. If you want to truly succeed, it's important to develop a mindset that isn't just about getting rich, but about creating wealth in a balanced and sustainable way. Success with money is not just about having a lot of it, it's about understanding its role in your life and using it to build the life you want. The first step in achieving financial success is understanding that money is energy. It flows in and out of your life, and how you treat it will determine how it flows. When you view money as something that supports your goals, dreams, and well-being, you begin to see it as a tool for growth rather than a goal in itself. Money can't make you happy, but it can give you the freedom to live life on your terms. It can help you create the lifestyle you want, support your family, invest in your future, and even give back to others. A wealth mindset is rooted in abundance. People with an abundance mindset see opportunities everywhere. They believe that there is enough success, wealth, and happiness to go around. They don't look at others' success with envy or jealousy, but see it as proof that more success is possible for everyone. The opposite of an abundance mindset is a scarcity mindset. People with a scarcity mindset believe that there is only so much success to go around, and that others' wins somehow take away from their own potential. They're constantly afraid of losing or not having enough. This mindset limits your potential and keeps you stuck in a cycle of lack and limitation. If you want to attract wealth and success into your life, you must shift to an abundance mindset. Understand that there are limitless opportunities to create wealth, and you have the power to tap into them. The next step in developing a wealth mindset is learning how to manage your money wisely. It's not just about earning more, it's about how you handle the money you already have. People who are truly successful with money understand the importance of budgeting, saving, and investing. They live below their means, even when they can afford to spend more. They understand that the key to building wealth is consistency and discipline over time, not short-term indulgence or living paycheck to paycheck. Creating a budget allows you to track where your money is going and make conscious decisions about how to allocate it. It helps you avoid wasteful spending and ensures that you're putting money toward things that will help you reach your financial goals. Saving is another important aspect of building wealth. It's not about being cheap or denying yourself, but about setting aside money for the future. Whether it's for an emergency fund, retirement, or a big purchase, saving gives you the freedom and security to face whatever life throws at you. It allows you to take risks when needed and gives you peace of mind knowing that you have a cushion to fall back on. The habit of saving also helps you practice delayed gratification. Instead of spending impulsively, you learn to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term pleasures. This simple habit can be transformative for your financial future. Investing is a critical component of building lasting wealth. It's not enough to just save money. You need to put that money to work for you. Investing allows your money to grow over time and can help you build financial independence. There are many different ways to invest, whether it's in stocks, real estate, or starting a business. The key is to be informed, patient, and consistent. You don't need to make risky, speculative bets to build wealth slow. Steady investing can build significant wealth over time. It's about making smart choices with your money and being willing to commit to long-term growth. Building a wealth mindset also means understanding the importance of financial education. The more you learn about money, the better equipped you'll be to make smart decisions. It's important to read books, take courses, and seek advice from people who have experience with managing money. The world of finance can be overwhelming, but the more you educate yourself, the more confident and empowered you'll feel in making financial decisions. Financial literacy is an essential skill for anyone who wants to achieve long-term financial success. By understanding how money works, you can make choices that align with your goals and create a life of financial freedom. Successful people understand that money isn't everything. It's a means to an end, not the end itself. While money can help you achieve your goals and live comfortably, it's not the only measure of success. True success is about living a fulfilling life, doing meaningful work, and nurturing relationships. When you focus too much on accumulating wealth, you risk losing sight of what really matters. Balance is key. Use your money to support your values and priorities, but don't let it consume you. Remember, wealth is not just about having more. It's about having the right mindset and using what you have wisely. Another key to achieving success with money is learning how to give. Giving is not just about charity. It's about creating a mindset of abundance and sharing your wealth with others. Whether it's donating to a cause you care about, helping a friend in need, or supporting a local business, giving helps you stay grounded and connected to the world around you. It reminds you that money is not just for your benefit, but can be a tool to improve the lives of others. The more you give, the more you receive in return. Giving is a way to express gratitude for what you have and to create positive energy that flows back into your life. Remember that achieving financial success is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, patience, and discipline to build wealth. There will be ups and downs along the way, but the key is to stay focused on your long-term goals. Stay committed to your budget, keep saving and investing, and continue educating yourself about money. Your financial journey may not always be easy, but with the right mindset and habits, you'll be able to build a solid foundation for long-term success. Your relationship with money can transform your life. When you develop a wealth mindset, manage your finances wisely, and invest in your future, you create opportunities for success and freedom. The goal is not to chase money, but to use it to build the life you want that is aligned with your values and your vision for the future. With time, patience, and a commitment to financial education, you'll find that wealth isn't just about money, It's about creating a life of abundance, freedom, and fulfillment. Chapter 13. The fastest way to upgrade your skills. The path to upgrading your skills and accelerating your personal growth isn't as complicated as it may seem. In fact, one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is the simple act of learning. The faster and more effectively you learn new things, the quicker you can evolve and become more skilled in whatever area you choose to focus on. Whether it's improving your professional abilities, learning new hobbies, or mastering a completely new field, the key to upgrading your skills lies in your mindset and your approach to learning itself. First, you need to understand that learning is not a one-time event, but a lifelong process. No matter how much you know today, there's always something new to learn. The best part? You don't need a university degree or a formal education to keep improving. Today's world offers countless resources to learn from, whether it's through books, online courses, videos, podcasts, or even conversations with people who know more than you. The most successful individuals understand that their success isn't built on what they already know. It's built on their capacity and willingness to keep learning. The process of upgrading your skills starts with acknowledging where you currently stand. Self-awareness is crucial. You need to take an honest look at your strengths and weaknesses and understand where you have room for improvement. This doesn't mean you should be hard on yourself or dwell on your limitations. Instead, view your skills as assets that can be honed. It's all about setting your intention to grow and being open to change. Once you understand where you are, you can then identify where you want to go. It's also important to realize that upgrading your skills doesn't happen overnight. Growth takes time, but just like building muscle at the gym, the more you practice and the more consistent you are, the stronger you will become. Small incremental improvements lead to big results over time. When it comes to learning new skills, consistency is your best friend. It's the small daily efforts that will make the biggest difference in the long run. A common mistake people make is trying to learn everything at once. Instead of focusing on one thing at a time, they spread themselves too thin by trying to juggle multiple tasks or skills at once. This leads to burnout and frustration. You need to pick one thing to focus on, master it, and then move on to the next. By concentrating on one skill at a time, you give yourself the space to fully immerse yourself and make the kind of progress that will actually stick. The next step is developing the discipline to stick with it. Motivation may come and go, but discipline is what will keep you on track when the initial excitement fades. It's easy to start something new, but the real challenge lies in pushing through when things get tough. The most successful people are those who keep going, even when they don't feel like it. They make learning a habit, and they prioritize it no matter what other distractions come their way. You don't have to wait for inspiration to hit. Instead, you can build your own momentum by committing to regular learning sessions. Another powerful tool in upgrading your skills is learning how to learn. In a world where information is constantly being thrown at us from all directions, it's important to understand how to filter out the noise and focus on what's truly valuable. One effective approach is active learning. Instead of passively absorbing information, you engage with it. This means asking questions, practicing what you've learned, and applying your new knowledge to real-world situations. Active learning allows you to internalize information more effectively and gives you a deeper understanding of the subject matter. One of the best ways to accelerate your learning process is to find mentors or role models. Surround yourself with people who have already achieved what you're aiming for. These individuals can offer invaluable insights and guidance that you won't find in books or online tutorials. They've been where you are, and they know the shortcuts, the pitfalls, and the strategies that lead to success. Mentorship doesn't necessarily mean a formal relationship. It can be as simple as following the work of people you admire, asking them questions when you get the chance, or finding a community of like-minded learners to share experiences with. Being part of a learning community can provide support, motivation, and the opportunity to exchange ideas with others who are on a similar path. While it's important to learn from others, you also need to trust your own instincts and intuition. Don't be afraid to experiment with your learning process and find what works best for you. Some people learn best through reading, while others are more hands-on. Some prefer structured courses, while others thrive on self-paced learning. The key is to find the method that aligns with your learning style and goals. If you feel stuck or frustrated, it may be because you're trying to follow someone else's approach that doesn't suit your needs. Don't be afraid to pivot and try a different method if what you're doing isn't yielding the results you want. Building a mindset of continuous improvement is one of the most important aspects of upgrading your skills. Don't focus solely on the destination. The joy is in the journey. When you adopt the mindset that you're always in the process of learning and growing, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. This mindset frees you from the fear of failure because you understand that failure isn't something to be afraid of, it's simply feedback that tells you where to improve. Each failure is an opportunity to learn, refine, and get better. Another crucial element in upgrading your skills is the ability to unlearn. In some cases, the biggest obstacle to growth isn't a lack of knowledge, it's holding on to outdated beliefs or methods. What worked for you in the past may not work for you now. To continue growing, you need to be willing to let go of old habits, ideas, or techniques that are no longer serving you. This ability to unlearn is just as important as the ability to learn. In fact, it's a critical part of the growth process. Remember that upgrading your skills is a lifelong commitment. The world is constantly evolving, and the most successful people are the ones who can adapt and continue learning. Keep pushing yourself to be better, and never stop growing. Success is not just about where you end up, it's about the person you become along the way. By committing to constant improvement, you'll unlock your true potential and set yourself up for long-term success. Your journey toward mastering new skills may be challenging at times, but it will ultimately lead to a more fulfilled, accomplished life. Chapter 14. How to command respect without saying a word. Respect is one of those things that everyone wants, but few people understand how to truly earn. It's not something you can demand or expect to be given freely. It's something you have to build over time through your actions, your attitude, and your ability to carry yourself in a way that commands admiration. The power of respect is immense. It influences the way others see you, the opportunities you receive, and how people choose to interact with you. But here's the thing. Respect is not just about how others view you, it's about how you view yourself. When you command respect, you do so by first respecting yourself. The way you carry yourself in the world directly impacts how others perceive you. People can often sense confidence and authenticity without even having to interact with you much. If you walk into a room and you are sure of yourself, there's a palpable energy around you that draws people in. It's not about boasting or being loud. It's about being calm and assured in your presence. A person who knows their worth doesn't need to shout it from the rooftops. Their confidence is evident in the way they speak, the way they listen, and the way they handle any situation. When you command respect, people start to take notice. They start treating you with a level of regard that mirrors how you treat yourself and others. One of the key components of commanding respect is how you manage your emotions. It's incredibly easy to lose control of your temper or get upset when things aren't going your way, but the ability to remain calm, composed, and rational during challenging moments is one of the most powerful ways to earn respect. Emotional control is not about suppressing your feelings or pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about being mindful of how you react to situations and ensuring that you're always in control of your responses. People respect someone who can stay level-headed under pressure. They respect someone who doesn't let external circumstances dictate their emotions or actions. Being a good listener is another trait that earns respect. When you listen, not only are you showing respect for the other person, but you're also demonstrating that you value their thoughts and opinions. The most powerful people are often the best listeners. because they understand that true leadership comes from understanding those around you. They know that by listening first, they can make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and earn the trust of others. Being present in a conversation, really listening and engaging with someone is a form of respect that opens doors to deeper connections and stronger bonds. Respecting others is not just about words, it's about actions. Your actions need to align with your values. If you say you value honesty but are caught lying, or if you claim to care about integrity but your actions tell a different story, people will lose respect for you. People pay attention to what you do, not just what you say. When your actions consistently match your words, you begin to build trust with others, and that trust turns into respect. Actions are the foundation of any relationship, personal or professional, and the way you act will determine how others perceive you. There's also a quiet strength that comes from respecting others' time and energy. Whether it's showing up on time for appointments, being dependable, or being mindful of how much you ask of others, these seemingly small things make a big impact. When you are mindful of other people's time, you show that you value them. And when people feel valued, they will respect you in return. It's easy to forget how much others are juggling in their lives, but by being considerate of their space and their time, you become someone they can trust and rely on. In a world where so many people are quick to criticize and tear others down, it takes a strong person to lift others up. The ability to give credit where credit is due, to genuinely celebrate the successes of others, and to be encouraging rather than competitive or dismissive, is one of the most powerful ways to command respect. When you treat others with kindness and generosity, you create an environment of mutual respect. People will notice when you genuinely care about their well-being and will reciprocate that respect. Building someone up doesn't take away from your own value. In fact, it shows that you have enough confidence in yourself to support others without feeling threatened. One of the most challenging yet rewarding aspects of earning respect is holding yourself accountable. When you make a mistake, own up to it, apologize if necessary, and learn from it. People respect individuals who are able to admit when they're wrong and take responsibility for their actions. It shows humility and maturity, two qualities that are often in short supply in today's world. When you hold yourself accountable, you inspire others to do the same. Accountability isn't about perfection, it's about being honest and committed to growth. There's a certain power in consistency too. When you're consistent in your actions, people start to trust you. Consistency is what turns a moment of respect into a long-term relationship built on mutual admiration. If you're the kind of person who shows up every day, does what you say you'll do, and remains true to your principles no matter what, people will respect you for it. Consistency builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. Another important aspect of earning respect is setting boundaries. When you respect yourself, you know what you will and won't tolerate. You understand that you have the right to say no, to stand up for yourself, and to prioritize your needs. People who respect themselves draw clear lines that others can't easily cross. This doesn't mean you become rigid or unapproachable. It means that you are clear about your values and won't allow anyone to undermine them. When you establish and enforce boundaries, you show others that you value yourself and that you expect to be treated with the same level of respect. However, it's essential to balance respect with empathy. Being empathetic doesn't mean you let others walk all over you or take advantage of your kindness. It means that you understand their feelings, perspectives, and needs, and you respond to them with care and understanding. Empathy allows you to connect with people on a deeper level, which in turn enhances the respect they have for you. When you can put yourself in someone else's shoes and show them that you truly care, respect grows naturally. Respect is not something that can be demanded or manipulated. It is earned over time through consistent actions, humility, and a genuine desire to connect with others. When you demonstrate respect for yourself, others will follow suit. By holding yourself to high standards, being accountable for your actions, and treating others with kindness and empathy, you'll start to notice that respect flows naturally in your life. As you continue to grow and develop, you'll find that respect becomes the foundation upon which everything else is built: your relationships, your success, and your sense of self-worth. Commanding respect isn't about having power over others. It's about having the strength to live authentically, hold yourself to your values, and treat others with the same dignity and care you expect in return. Chapter 15. The reality of success. No one is coming to save you. Success is often seen as something that happens outside of us, as if it's something that's waiting for us at the finish line, just out of reach. People often think that if they just work a little harder, do things a little better, or wait for the right moment, success will come. But that's not how it works. Success doesn't show up because you're waiting for it, and it doesn't come because you're working yourself to exhaustion in hopes of a miracle. The reality is that no one is going to come and save you, and no one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll be able to take full responsibility for your life and start shaping your own path. The truth is, most people are waiting for the right opportunity, the right timing, the right circumstances. But these things don't happen by chance. They happen because you actively create them. There's no external force that's going to swoop in and make your dreams come true. Success is about what you do day in and day out. It's about the choices you make, the discipline you apply, and the consistent action you take toward your goals. No one is coming to save you because you are the one who has the power to create the life you want. The power has always been within you, but you have to recognize it and make the decision to use it. The first step in realizing that you are in charge of your success is to stop waiting for permission. No one is going to tell you when it's time to start. There is no magical moment where the stars align and everything falls into place. You make the decision to start, and you act on that decision. Success doesn't happen in big, dramatic moments. It happens in the small, everyday decisions you make. It's the little habits you build, the way you show up for yourself every day, and how you handle obstacles along the way. When you understand that, you stop waiting for a sign, and you start taking action. Too many people waste time hoping for someone to come and rescue them. But the truth is, waiting for someone else to solve your problems or give you the answers only holds you back. You are the one who holds the key to your success. The world won't adjust to fit your needs, and the universe won't magically align itself in your favor. If you want to make things happen, you have to take the steps to make it happen yourself. This is the harsh reality of success. No one is going to save you. It's on you. Taking responsibility means understanding that your future is not a result of luck or the circumstances around you. Your future is shaped by the choices you make now. Every decision, every action, and every thought you have is moving you closer to or farther away from your goals. When you accept that responsibility, you stop blaming others and start looking at your life as something you have the power to change. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about making the most of what you have, where you are, right now. It's about looking at your current situation and deciding that you're going to take action to improve it. You don't wait for a sign from the universe. You create the sign by taking the first step toward what you want. It's easy to get stuck in the mindset of thinking that success will come when the right time comes. But here's the thing. The right time never arrives. It's always an excuse we make to avoid taking action. The longer you wait, the longer you delay your own progress. Waiting for the perfect time to act is a trap that keeps people stuck. Success is built on doing the things you know you should do, even when the timing doesn't feel ideal. The right time is always now. The perfect moment is the one you make. Don't wait for things to be easier or more convenient. Start now, even when it's hard. This is where real growth happens. Taking action doesn't mean jumping into everything all at once. It means taking small, consistent steps toward your goals. You don't have to have all the answers or know exactly how things are going to unfold. What matters is that you're moving in the right direction. Every small action you take compounds over time and builds momentum. And this momentum is what pushes you through the hard times and keeps you going when things get tough. You don't have to know everything right now. What you need is the courage to start and the consistency to keep going. One of the most important things you'll learn along the way is that setbacks and failures are part of the journey. They don't mean that you're not cut out for success. They mean you're learning, growing, and moving forward. Success isn't a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and bumps along the way. But every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, your goals, and your potential. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the lack of failures, but how they respond to those failures. If you see setbacks as a sign to quit, you'll never get anywhere. But if you see them as lessons that will help you grow stronger, you'll keep going and eventually reach your destination. It's also essential to remember that success isn't about instant gratification. It's about the long-term commitment to your vision. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. You may not see the results immediately, and that's okay. The work you put in today will pay off tomorrow. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like, but patience is a key ingredient in the recipe for success. Trust the process and stay focused on your long-term goals. Every day you show up and put in the work is a day closer to your success. Another critical aspect of achieving success is the willingness to invest in yourself. Whether it's through education, learning new skills, or improving your mindset, the most successful people are the ones who continuously invest in their growth. You can't expect to achieve extraordinary results if you're not willing to do the work to become a better version of yourself. Success requires constant improvement, and this starts with a commitment to personal development. When you invest in yourself, you set yourself up for long-term success. Ultimately, the reality of success is this: no one is coming to save you because you don't need saving. You have everything within you to create the life you want. Success is not about waiting for external circumstances to change. It's about taking control of your life, your choices, and your actions. When you stop waiting for someone else to make things happen for you, you realize that you are the one in charge of your future. The power has always been within you. It's time to take responsibility for your life, step into your power, and make the choices that will lead you to the success you've always wanted. Thanks for watching. Now that you have the knowledge, it's time to take action. Remember, success isn't something that just happens, it's created through the choices you make every day. Start applying these principles, take control, and make those small changes that will lead to big results. The power to transform your life is already in your hands. So go ahead, take the first step, and watch as your reality shifts. You've got this.